Alright, here we go. It is time for Arcade Spirits, the end. We are in level 8. We're about ready to finish our first playthrough. We'll see how this goes. The ominous kill screen is the name of the title, the episode. So, yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. It is the distant future year 20XX and oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it 20XX plus 1 at this rate. Had to my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often it feels like it could snap at any moment. Mired in depression and supposed family curses, then lifted up by my amazing time at the Funplex, slammed back down by Dekonami, raised up again by the House of Lights project, and now descending further down due to the series of bad coincidences, culminating in a Pier 6 brawl in which I got shot. But today I'm back to House of Lights, and ready to work despite being on crutches. Normally I have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from our regulars, nobody's here. Not exactly the sight I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. Alice knows karate. We're 3 days into the ambitious experiment and it's already looking like a bust. Even with reprieve from Miss Stefan, we couldn't hush this event up completely. The news of gang violence at local arcades spread over social media like wildfire. Gavin had filled me in on all the details I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone and the ghost monsters wiped our security footage on the way out the door. No arrests made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side? Sue and her ghost monsters apparently never came back, but even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. It's just so... We're going for it. The entire situation is completely effed up. I'd put my fist through a wall in rage if not for the fact that I'd have to pay for drywall replacement myself. Those damn kids and their gangland throwdown ruined everything. Even without Defam's nuclear review looming over us, we're still losing. Am I muted? No, there you go. I'm coming through. It didn't look like it was coming through. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get the good word out, somehow correct this PR disaster. Seated behind the ticket desk with my crutches propped up nearby, light duty only for a week minimum, doctor's orders, I tried to mentally detangle this mess. Hey Iris, are we? Yes, we're still trending negatively on social media like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage then? Anything that we could give to the police? It might help our public image to have someone to point blame at. Nope, it's totally wiped and my file recovery system failed. I guess that's to be expected when going up against cyber criminals. Like they've even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't spotted the words ghost monsters in any of the articles I found about the attack. It's like they're ghosts. Well, not literally ghosts, I just mean they clean their tracks very effectively. Yeah, I got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, remember? At least the whole mess seems to be behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs, and before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing who it is.
Greetings, friends.
Yes, hi, Hamza, here to discuss matters of great import with my good friend and worthy ally, Ray Mages. Hi, Hamza. I sense a distinct lack of energy in your greeting, likely due to your sorrowful state after being shot. Hobbling along on crutches isn't fun, but no, that's not the problem. Regardless, you must always face the day with fire and purpose, Ray Majors. Oh, blacked out a second.
Such is the iron will of Hamza.
Only with an absolute will of iron, strong and resilient against that which assails you, can you achieve absolute victory in the world of arcade games. Pardon my lack of fire, but just pondering how to deal with this reputation situation.
This displeases Hamza.
Indeed, those foul miscreants truly soiled our trousers of decency on opening day. Such misbegotten youth must pay for their insolence. What is your cunning plan for completely and utterly destroying them? I was thinking more along the lines of a PR campaign to rebuild public trust. Far less exciting, but Hamza will assist in any way possible. You hold within you tremendous power of persuasion. Hamza has witnessed this firsthand. Your people skills are unmatched.
Perfection.
Believe in me, who believes in you, and strike forth into this world to re-establish our business as one of supreme arcade majesty. I would have started by not getting in the way of the bullet, not meant for the, meant for the ringleader. Yeah. Right, so like advertising or something. Hamza suspects you will require a grander statement than some mere billboard. The violent incident made a splash. You, my friend, must make a tsunami. One which will wash away the blood and leave us clean. If only such opportunity would simply walk through the doors and lay its bounty before us, this could be simpler matter. Hold that thought. Hello, welcome to Good Morning.
Dekonami.
Good day, Mr. Hold on, I'm trying to come up with your name. Hanson, Harrison, something with an H. He knows who he is because he called him by it earlier. Please excuse Hamza. Ray Majors, I must return to my kitchen to be forcibly restrained by my chefs, lest I commit a crime against humanity. What an eccentric fellow. I stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself this was just bad fever dream for my wound, but no, such luck, this was 100% real. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrow arch as he takes note of the people, or rather, lack of people here playing games.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Can't say I'm surprised in the slightest. Why would anyone want to come to such a mediocre arcade when the premium Deco's Palace experience is available to them? Because you sabotaged us? I'd estimate you have maybe a month at best before you close down. I'm looking forward to purchasing this land. Maybe I'll make it a fun zone, or just a parking lot. Yes, a parking lot. I shall call it the Majors Memorial Poking Lot. It would be a fitting tribute. Not dead yet. You open an arcade in the middle of gang territory. It's a reasonable assumption you'll collect a few more bullets along the way. Nope, I can't handle this, not today. What do you want, Mr. Nami? If you need tokens, the change machine's over there. It does seem like something that Iris maybe would have caught when they were selecting properties.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens, how quaint. Still no swipe cards, eh? Sadly, I'm not here to participate in your sad attempt at an esports community. Really, how can you hope to compete with so few games and such meager prizes?
No. I'm here to make one final offer. This is against my better judgment, given the bad blood between us. But let it not be said that Dekonami is an unforgiving or cruel person. If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers. Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities. You should count yourself lucky I'm even willing to do this. You get an opportunity few others who cross me are ever offered. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you.
Dekonami is an unforgiving and cruel person. Yeah, exactly. Okay, obviously I want to say no to this fabulous offer. But at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up everything so that I have something resembling a future? No. Of course I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously, I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this. Why would I bail this close to the end? Only if I get $500,000 salary, 3 company cars, a Hollywood mansion, and my own line of designer fragrances. This one's really tempting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we could try the different tact and go this way and just tell him to get out. Sorry, but House of Lights is my dream, the dream I share with all my friends. There's no way I can sell out that dream. I appreciate the offer, but I must decline. I see. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I'd say I admire your dedication and optimism, but honestly, I don't. Real life rarely rewards the optimist. Until you learn how to approach life in pragmatic fashion, I'm afraid you're destined for failure, time and time again. But as you like it, it's your decision to make.
So be it.
I guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnt-out husk of your business, once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element can do, Miss Majors. It's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters worse for you. Yep. Play cool, don't let it on, just test the waters. Really, Ghostbusters, I thought that gang was called Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
Yes, Ghostbusters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after the absurdish ancient video game reference. Of all the childish, immature, he shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. Or maybe they'll make matters worse for Dekonami. But enough banter. And that was one of my thinkings of taking the bullet, but we'll see. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I mean, she does owe you her life, probably. Yeah. And she was really worried. She was really conflicted for a minute there. And then the other gang came in. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'm not to see you again. I'll let my lawyers handle purchasing what little will remain of you. Good day. Once he's out of earshot and well beyond the confines of the phone, I pull out my phone to verify something. I actually checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh yes, I've analyzed them all. Did you need me to pull a specific one? Just confirm something. The Ghost Monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? Yes, it seems Soom's friends are good at covering their tracks. Why? This is it. This is the chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message everyone, I'm calling it another Wachter Venspiracy.
Hooray!
Ooh, you're all fired up. Okay, message is sent. Need everyone's help to fill in gaping holes in my plan, but at least now I have a plan. Time for one last ditch effort to save House of Lights. Hamza's restaurant in the back of the arcade made for an ideal gathering place. We'd picked out one of the largest tables where we could easily speak to each other. Calm has returned once more. At the very sight of Dekonami caused a red mist of rage to descend upon Hamza.
Revel in the splendor.
Can Hamza interest anyone in one of the finest of spicy buffalo wings or perhaps a diet soda? I'm good, thanks. Sure, I'll have a soda. Yum. That was it. This was where we make our last stand. I looked around the room at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded at each of them determinedly. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan of how we can turn things around. Like, we can all agree what happened wasn't our fault, yes? Someone else screwed us over. Every problem we face could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and lovely chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on our shoulders. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we like, but if there's even a chance of violence returning to our doorsteps, it'll keep customers away. Real bummer, we haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take the children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today I learned our true enemy is, and that person is, Dekonami.
Dekonami.
Dekonami. The beast that wears human skin. Yes, surely he is to blame. Hamza is admittedly uncertain as to how, but Hamza is also perfectly willing to go along with this idea. Earlier when he was taunting me, he slipped mentioning the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were even involved, thanks to our security cameras being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them. So how did Deco know about them? Deco hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day.
What?
In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. Far too many coincidences to be otherwise, and the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Miss DeFam showed up to bear witness. I can see what you're throwing down, Ray. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. I remember talking to Clyde. They were very nice and friendly. And then Miss DeFam showed and...
Oh my!
Do you think Miss DeFam is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she's knowingly involved, but Deco may have gotten wind she'd be showing up and took advantage.
What if?
But you don't think Deco wouldn't stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us, would he? Oh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Miss Francine was out of some weird sort of gentlemanly respect of a fellow elder business owner. But to Dekonami, Ray is basically pawn scum. Thanks? To be fair, I doubt he orchestrated the Bullet Riddle finale of the event. That pushes plausibility. True, he wouldn't have even needed a shooting to ruin us. The negative review alone would have done the job. Being even slightly associated with the gang would have been awful. If Miss DeFam reported us as a hotbed of teenage chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it spelled doom even without bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. The problem is, we have no proof, do we? No way to tie Deco back to the ghost monsters other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Ray. I doubt he'd ever admit to this on the record. Iris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence, although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be enough for the police. And a few local cops and how they think. If they're not looking into the ghost monsters, odds are they're actually looking into the ghost monsters quietly. Which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And it's so much hope that Deco simply confesses to... And it's too much hope that Deco simply confesses to orchestrating the incident which ruined us. Ugly slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it. We need to be smart about this and undermine him rather than take the direct approach. You mentioned having most of a plan, Ray. Care to elaborate? Well, if Deco won't confess his sins, we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sensed some tension from Deco about the ghost monsters. He called them child and immature-ish. There may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up their partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters, get them to turn on their employer, and confess their crimes. Once the media hears it from Sue herself that the incident was thanks to Deco's scheming, it'll clear the good name of the House of Lights. This plan is foolproof. You know, unless they don't take the word of a teenager. I'm answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now. Okay, so this isn't really criticizing, but your plan kind of sucks. You want to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find, and then ask them to politely to betray the guy who's paying them a lot of money. Between this and the shooting, I'm worrying your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Ray. That's why I said it was maybe 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us, Deco and Sue. I'm confident that if I can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. It's true, Ray was willing to give them another chance and hear out their side of things before. Sue really seems to like House of Lights. If there's some disagreement between her and Deco about our arcade, that could be why. Exactly, I think I can get through to her if I try. This hinges on our ability to find Sue. Finding an unfindable bunch of ghosts once Iris can't even track down, and that's where you all come in. All options on the table, I want to hear your ideas for how we find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan and make this happen. And awkward glances are back. I hope why they're concerned. I get why they're concerned. This is the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins. I'm asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm going to rely on it for this final conflict. Now if we could just find her. For that, I need their help, and that means I need to motivate them like a true leader would. Friends, we don't have a choice. The path to realizing our dreams lies in turning Sue's heart against Dekonami. We have to try. I know it's a risk, but I know I'm reaching, and I might even be completely wrong. But we have to take a chance. If we don't, then Deco will happily destroy us. He doesn't believe in following your spirit, in making what you want from life come alive. All he cares about is money, and he doesn't care about how he makes it. I won't let him do that to the House of Lights, like he did to the Funplex. Please, all I need from you is your support. Will you help me? I told you that I'd protect our dreams. That holds true even today. Yes, I'll help you. Together we can accomplish great things. I'm willing to fight for my dream. I want House of Lights to be everything I've ever loved about arcades. Yes, let's do this. That's the proper attitude, Ray. We will protect what we love together. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles starting to appear. We're all on board. Now to just determine the how of the plan. Finding the ghost monsters.
Perhaps.
At risk of stating the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down the station and fully explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open their files to us, but you're correct, the police would have information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben and Matt's Donut Shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us.
Nope, no way.
Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who's got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies, or rather, a chainsaw.
Ooh.
That's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find, and would be probably thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they can carve us up with switchblades. Could go either way. I admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. This whole situation is a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers, no thank you. Although the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier. Ray first met the ghost monsters at Deko's palace, yes? There are regulars there, so we investigate Deko's palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates. If we can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue, well, we're already on somewhat good terms with Sue thanks to Ray remaining diplomatic about all this. We should keep that going. I'm pretty sure if I showed my face at Deko's palace, it'd get mashed into paste by his private security goons. But my face wouldn't. Deko doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than Funplex regular. And I think the last time I set foot in Deko's palace was years ago, so I could wander freely with Juniper. We could slip in and ask around about Sue without anybody even noticing. I'd say this is kindly strategy and an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
She's got a single friend in that place. I'd find them. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Ray, I'll do it. Look at me. I don't have any ideas.
Well.
You could try Googling for her accounts. I'm reasonably sure Iris tried that already. Iris? Yep, I even used Yahoo, Bing, AltaVista, and Webcrawler. I have no idea what half of those are. Yeah, but that's not really what I meant. I mean, checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? You have an account there. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try to open up to like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. It's gotta be lurking in one of those places. Wait, I know. If we can passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
A winner is you.
Of course, and with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and wide that you can't miss it. I suggest we use a public internet access point to keep from being traced back to House of Lights, so... Road trip! Road trip! I can tell from Gavin wincing at this that he's not a fan, but he's not a fan of Iris in general, so...
Good work.
I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it might just work. Did say I wanted options. I mean, the cops, after all the semi-shady things we've done, is risky. So is provoking a rival gang of armed hooligans. So is infiltrating Deko's palace. So is, okay, posting a few troll messages isn't that risky, given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars. But it could annoy Sue. What's the best path forward? Before I can decide, Juniper raises her hand. All these sound great, but you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you can do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters. Just in crutches, I'm not an iron lung or anything. Light duty only, doctor's orders, remember? I have a solution in this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You have to tackle all these problems since joining the Funplex by yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one? Well, okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. While you're out and about, I guess I'll get some rest so I'm ready for tonight. Sounds good. Yeah. So now, the only question is, which plan do I want to give my Ray seal approval? Why can't we do them all? Wouldn't that make more sense? Just do them all? We got 7 friends and a superphone here. Can probably manage it. It's either go to Deco's palace or talk to the lovely chainsaws. I'm thinking I want to go with lovely chainsaws. I don't think the chainsaw is a good idea, but you be you. Nobody ever talks to the cops. Hey, how's it going? It's a pity it's a fun scene. Yeah, well, you never know. Somebody might. In their, many playthroughs. It's one of those things where it's like, you could do all of them. If, like I say, you got 7 friends and a superphone. You could send them all to do their tasks. If we want this to succeed, our best bet is to take bets on the lovely chainsaws. Appealing to Sue's rivals may just get us the info we need. I don't know that this is actually going to work right for us, but we'll see. Ashley, Queen Bee, since you both were the most excited about tussling with the rival gang, I'm putting you 2 in charge. And really, through this playthrough, these are the 2 characters I've spent the most time with. So, have you looked at us, Ray? We're both intelligent, badass women. We'll be able to infiltrate their ranks. Easy. And we'll make them talk, one way or another. Preferably without violence? Oh yeah, Ray, but I'll bring my prop weapons for intimidation purposes only. Don't worry about it. You can totally count on us. I mean, they could probably dress up as the other chainsaws pretty easily, right? I'll leave it in your capable hands then. And our fists. Here we go. It's Ashley's time to shine. Ray entrusted this very important mission to us. It's up to me and Queen Bee to triumph against our foes. If we don't succeed, this will spell the end of House of Lights as we know it. We can't let Ray down, and not just them, but everyone else too. You're trying to intimidate someone who shot somebody with proper weapons. What could go wrong? I refuse. I refuse to lose. We will do this, and we will find Sue's hideout. I just hope we can find the lovely chainsaw's hideout first. This place is a strip mall of yesteryear. Most of these businesses have been empty for years and people don't tend to linger in the area for too long. It's rather bleak what with the boarded up windows and closed signs. The only things not in grayscale are various colorful graffiti tags covering the abandoned walls. But even though it feels like we were walking directly into a death trap, this just might be the coolest thing I'm about to do in my entire life. Ash, you look a little too happy to be here. Wipe that grin off your face. But we're about to sneak into the lovely chainsaw's hangout spot, enter into a game of wits and strength, and force them to divulge dirt on their rival gang. What could be more awesome than that? Living to tell the tale. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Ash, truly, but we also have to keep our heads about us. I don't want either of us ending up in the hospital like our fearless leader, or worse. By the way, what was that about prop weapons back at House of Lights? I fling the duffel bag over my shoulder and gently place it on the ground. Oh, these are all from past cosplays. I brought a ton of them. All different types, too.
Not bad.
I doubt a foam sword will help much against the super real guns, but what the hell. It'll help me project confidence. Queen Bee shuffles through my bag. I hope she's using the utmost care with them. I spent, I don't know how many hours sanding, painting, gluing, and modeling each and every one of those. Eventually she pulls out a battle axe.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. How cool do I look wielding this? The coolest. Grin widely as Queen Bee poses with the two-handed axe. Honestly, I don't think she could have chosen a more appropriate weapon. It fits her perfectly. I take another minute to rifle through my stash and pull out the magical girl wand from my House of Lights mascot outfit. I'm here to represent. Arms brandishing, ready for action, I look around the strip mall. And I'm lost. So now what? How are we supposed to do this? That newbie FOD player I was chatting with told me that the lovely chainsaw typically hang out here during the day. Right, step 1 is complete. We're already here. What's step 2? You see the remains of that coffee shop? Newbie informed me that the exact location of where they meet up. Is that where they do illicit drugs, have fight clubs, drink themselves into a stupor? Probably nothing quite that Hollywood, but hey, who knows? Let's get this party started. Probably nothing quite... Oh no, there's no turning back now. I start marching in the direction of the hangout, ready to start something, when I feel a hand grab me by the shoulder, stopping me dead in my tracks. I turn around to see Queen Bee bite her lower lip in hesitation. I look at her quizzically. Ash, if I don't make it out of this alive, please tell Ray that I love them.
Oh my gosh.
That's too cute. Shut up. Listen, I have a hard enough time expressing my amorous feelings to Ray themselves. Please don't mock me for this. I'm not. I've just never seen this side of you is all. It's adorable, and I'm honored that you're confiding in me. Ray's actually helped me to be able to show that tenderness. If you asked me a year ago if I thought I would have fallen in love, I'd have laughed my ass off. Before, it wasn't like me to believe in love, but now I can't imagine my life without them. I love them so much it hurts. Ray's irreplaceable. I can agree to that. Ray has always been a great friend to me. I don't think I would have survived the Funplex floor without them. So it's up to us to make Ray proud. Let's go in there and show the lovely chainsaw what we're made of. For Ray. For Ray. We smile at each other, ready for battle ahead, sisters in arms. Rounding the bend of the forgotten coffee house, instantly we see them. The lovely chainsaw. We don't even make in another 2 feet before we have a gaggle of very irate schoolgirls staring us down, or glaring us down. The one who claimed to be their leader back at House of Lights steps forward, motioning for the rest to stay, but while she does the introductions. And I can't disagree with the outfits. I mean, pretty spot on, right? Halt! Who goes there? I'm Ashley. I'm one of the 4 Heavenly Queens, Queen Bee, professional badass and Fist of Discomfort champion. We're from House of Lights. Everyone around here calls me Mel. What are you doing in my territory? It looks like a couple of wayward girls lost their way home. We know exactly where we are, and we came to speak to you. Yeah. It's a shame, really. I'm not up for casual conversation. Leader flicks her wrist, and 2 of her lackeys charge us, weapons in hand. I hold up my fake staff, shaking. Queen Bee steps in front of me, tightly gripping her battle axe. We're after Sue and the ghost monsters. We have to bone to pick at them. You know, the one you took a pot shot at the other day. Mel's expression turns from grimace to grin. Say, Nick, stop. Yes, Mel. After the ghost monsters, you say? Those brats? Mel spits the taste of their rivals out of her mouth. Sue thinks she runs this town, that her little band of credit card thieves and blackmailers has any real clout. If not for her muscle, she'd be nothing. She doesn't have the guts to do what I'd do to her, guessing she's leaned on you, threatening ruin. Typical poser. Exactly, they effed up our arcade and we want revenge. Yeah. Okay, you piqued my interest. Go on. The only problem is we don't know where they are. I know you ladies desperately want to get your hands on the ghost monsters, but can't due to your high profile. So I propose a temporary partnership. You tell us where Sue's hideout is, we sneak in, take care of them for you, and they won't be bothering you after we're done with them. Fascinating. Mel looks down at her hand, examining her nails as if they're way more important and interesting than anything we have to say. Girls, I'm afraid you're going to have to sweeten that offer. If I tell you this information, I want something else. Something to prove your loyalty to the lovely chainsaws. Apparently, we can't get the details of the hideout without some sort of exchange. Oh gosh, we're in quite the pickle now. Got to think of something fast. What would Ray do? I don't really want to owe them a favor. Come on, Ashley, what do gangs trade in, besides violence or drugs? It's always information. I propose an exchange of information. I'll let you know a little secret, and then we can know your secret. Mel looks me over from head to toe and takes a moment to mull it over. I don't normally give two craps about gossip, but I suppose the right information can be worth more than anything you could offer me monetarily. Your offer intrigues me. I accept. I don't know much about Sue except from what Ray just told us. I hope that's enough. Word on the street is that Sue and her ghost monsters are connected to the Arcane Industries megalomaniac Dekonami. Mel's frown twists into a amused smile. I'd call that an interesting tidbit, except I already knew that. What? I prefer getting hands-on, but I hoard a few secrets just to be safe. Still, it's curious how you figured that out that particular secret. How about you trade me the how rather than the what? Well, we think Deco used her to wreck our new arcade's opening day. He hates our guts and wants us to go out of business. The high and mighty Sue, a hit woman for hire. Figures. Well, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think we can do business. Breathe a huge sigh of relief. Phew, I wasn't sure that was gonna work. How does Ray do this all the time? You two girls have been thoroughly impressed me. It takes a lot of bravery to come here and face us. As I reel in my disbelief, Mel motions for her two lackeys to come forward. Say, why don't you tell the girls where those wretched ghost monsters hang out? There's a warehouse on the edge of town, owned by some corp called Nostalgia Commodities. You'll find them there.
Not bad.
Thank you. I like both of you. You showed me guts and charisma, both qualities the lovely chainsaws specialize in. If you ever want to join our motley crew, you know where to find me. Before I can say anything, Queen Bee grabs a hold of my sleeve and pulls me to her side. We appreciate the offer, but we're good here. Suit yourself, ladies. Before you go, and because you've impressed me so, he flashes us the most wicked grin. It sends shivers down my spine. I'll let you in another juicy bit of info, free of charge. Mel snaps and both Zay and Nick stand to attention. Tell her, Nick. One with the chain loosens her grip on the weapon before coming over to my side. Leaning over, she whispers into my ear, and my eyes go
Oh my
wide.
gosh.
Considering a parting gift. Now go. But seriously, if you don't get on my turf, I'll be forced to bash those pretty little skulls in. Without another word, I nod dumbfoundedly, and both Queen Bee and I hightail it out of here. Uh-oh. Is that a 2 done moment or a 3 done moment? Once we're out of earshot, we take a minute to compose ourselves. What was that about? What did she say? Oh, it's juicy. Real juicy. I'll fill you in once we're in the car and safely out of here. 2 duns? We actually did it. Not that I doubted us for a second. Okay, maybe I did. But it was only for like 3 seconds. With the information in hand, another bit of gossip, I can't wait to share it with Ray. This just might be the grain of rice that tips the scale in our favor. The third shows up when we find out what it was. I awaken to the sounds of pain, more specifically the groans of pain escaping from my own throat. Apparently getting shot in the leg hurts. Hurts a lot. And sleeping on a second-hand employee couch probably not the finest choice for rest. Nap was definitely necessity, however. I'm not operating at full speed anymore and won't for a few weeks to come. But sleep didn't make my muscles any less achy. If anything, I've got a headache on top of it. Joy of joys. Right now, I've got 99 problems and my physical condition ain't one. The fate of House of Lights is what matters most.
Beep beep.
Ray, you should probably be getting up now. I'm up. Goody. So have you given any thought to how you're going to win over Sue's favor once you go confront her? Usually I just sort of stumble through these things and decide stuff on the fly.
Ooh.
That's no good. You know these intense identity situations I've been tracking? The ones where you can't take certain approaches that don't mesh with your personality? But like where I can't crack wise if I'm not a jokey type person? Not so much that you can't, more that you shouldn't. Try something that goes against who you are as a person. People will see right through it. I'm betting Sue will know if you're play acting at something you aren't. This will be super intense identity situation, only one way through. When the time comes, you're going to have to take a stand based on your highest personality score. Oh, so no, it's actually not a choice when it comes to your choice. More numbers and systems. For your own good, Ray. I'm just trying to help you make decisions that will save House of Lights, and that means being true to your spirit. What's that exactly mean? Exactly. According to my calculations right now, your best bet for how to convince Sue is to be kindly. You've done a great job opening your heart to others and getting them to emphasize with you. Do that with Sue and she'll be your friend in no time. And I don't want to take that approach? A bit late to change who you are as a person, Ray. Remember, my numbers and scores only help me understand who you are. Who you are is who you've chosen to be. It's a causal relationship. But with the help of your friends, you can maybe get some ideas, nudge things around a bit. Feel confident taking a different tack than your usual one. Speaking of your friends, here's one now. Convy leans up against the doorframe to the lounge, arms crossed and smirking wild at me. It's that same smile that always manages to light a fire deep within my heart. Oh boy, hold on to your butts because I have some news for you. I'm holding them tightly. What'd you find out? Just like I promised, Ash and I confronted the lovely Chainsaw face to face. And we made them talk. The information for the hideout was easy sauce. Got it right here. Yeah, the ending conflict is completely different depending on your top personality trait. Makes sense. Tanvi struts over to me, joining me. It's like any game where you get to the point of no return, and it's pretty just all your stuff ends up there, you know. Tanvi struts over to me, joining me and sitting on the couch. She wraps her arm around my shoulders, dangling a piece of paper in front of me. I reach up to collect it, and she gently places a soft kiss on my cheek. But we also scored something else. She whispers into my ear. Her warm breath tickles my skin, making it tingle. Her real name. Her real name? Is Sue like your gamer tag or something? Wow, wow, how does he not get the reference? How did he not get the reference? I mean, how did they not know what the ghost monsters were? Nah, she's not that sly, but she is a Nami. Tsunami. Ah ha 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 ha. Well, Hamza was right. We do need a tsunami. Tsunami? We've been assuming all along that the ghost monsters were guns for hire paid off by Dekonami to ruin our opening day. But if Sue is actually Deko's daughter, would she ever betray her own father? I'm going to need to be very carefully. Hopefully she hates the old bastard. I feel sorry for any kid named after an awful pun. This could be bad. This could be very, very bad. Mercenary hacker could be convinced to betray her boss, but a dutiful daughter would be less likely to do so. Deko didn't seem particularly enamored of the ghost monsters, though. Even if it means breaking up a family, maybe I can use that to drive a wedge between them? Either way, this just got a whole lot more complicated. Okay, this changes everything.
What the
Right, like, the connection is a lot deeper than we imagined. Dealing with family is always a sticky situation, one that never ends well. Not to say that you'll have any trouble, Ray. Knowing you, you'll think of a way to end this once and for all. And when you do, I want to be there. I want to watch you bathe in the blood of your enemies. Not gonna kill anyone, Tanvi. Of course you aren't. I'm just saying that I have completely confidence in you, and once you succeed, we can celebrate. Her arm moves around my shoulder to my waist, pulling me closer. Tanvi nuzzles into my neck, littering it with kisses, playfully nipping at it. Can I take a shower first? Place my hand under Tanvi's chin, lifting her face to match mine and kiss her passionately fully. Once our lips part, I look at her lovingly. Let this day hereby be known as our day. I'll drink to that. Now I can't wait until later tonight. But what are you going to do until then? What's your plan? Do you have one yet? Iris told me I only get one chance at this, that I need to go with whatever I do best. But if I talk this through with someone, maybe I can learn a different path. I'm open to ideas, really. How would you handle this? Want to know what I would do? Well, here's exactly what I would do.
Get wrecked.
Going guns blazing, have my super meter ready and charge and unleash my ultimate attack. And execute a combo so hard it would knock her out. Yeah, we knew that was coming. Sue has a competitive streak. You just need to let your confidence soar. Do some talking and she won't be able to fight against it. Yeah, no. But that makes your basic score go up. As much as I'd like to, Sue doesn't like the spotlight being taken from her. I think there is a better way to handle this. Might be right, but either way, you decide. I'm supporting you fully. I don't want to linger on this any longer. The sooner we leave, the sooner we can come back home. Standing up, she leans over me and places a kiss upon my forehead.
Later.
Holler at me when you're ready. Okay. Well, that's it. Either we sort this mess out, or House of Lights crashes and burns. Or I get killed. I guess that's always an option, considering we're about to go confront a street gang that indirectly got me shot in the first place. I don't even want to consider the possibility of death. I'm immortal until proven otherwise. But well, speak for yourself, Captain. I intend to live forever. If this is the end, I should probably have some words with my friends before I march toward doom, if only to get their opinion on how I should approach Sue. Grabbing my crutches, I swing my way out of the crate proper to track down some folks. I'm kind of good going with my current way anyway, but you know, whatever. See, I've already talked to Queen Bee. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? Ashley's wandering around the arcade floor, practicing what I can only assume are magical girl final attack sequences. Aren't you out of costume for that? Ashley finishes up a twirl before addressing me.
Nah.
You can take the magical girl out of the outfit, but you can't take the magical girl out of your heart. Plus, I'm practicing for the final boss fight. Aren't you ready? What? Big role-playing games, right? Doesn't this feel like you're about to enter the final boss fight like every RPG ever? Look, you've gathered up all your team members. See, also us, your friends. And we're all hunkered down in a dark, damp cave. See, also House of Lights. Now we're having this epic, sentimental chat about winning or losing. I couldn't be more spot on.
What if?
You'll wonder what class you'd be, Ray. As long as Sue doesn't metamorphose into a six-winged floating half-torso of a monster as Gregorian chants play in the background, I think I can handle it. Speaking of which, how are you going to handle it? A few options float around in my mind, but I was checking in with others to see what they recommend. If it was me trying to take down the final boss, I would give in to Sue's spunk and sass. Make it a bizarro final fight by playing to Sue's sense of adventure. Joke around with her. Maybe if we match up her antics with ours, we just might best her at her own silly game. Not sure leaving it up to Jess and Japes is the best way to tackle Sue. While she seems to like fun and games, she is a very real threat to House of Lights. Gotta be a better way. I just know what I know, which is final boss fights. But I also know something else, which is always trust Ray.
Yes!
Whatever you end up doing, I know you're going to save House of Lights and consequently us all. Is that a little too hopeful? There is a very real chance I can fail this. This isn't some game, this is real life. Of course I realize that. Gotta have hope. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. And here's where I get really sappy. Ever since you came to Funplex on that day, you've affected us all. You've changed all our lives. And mine. For the better, of course. I've been watching you grow and change into the person before you, and it inspired me to do the same. To become the person I want to be. So Ray, no matter what happens in there, just know that you've made friends in here, friends that'll last a lifetime. Ashley, you showed me the ropes on how to be floor attendant. Without your guidance in those early days, I think I would have gotten eaten alive. True, I remember Gavin and Naomi being particularly hungry that day. But seriously, floor attendant friends gotta stick together. And just so you know, you've been a tremendously amazing friend. Ashley twiddles her fingers for a second and then deviates for the seriousness. Well, I know you've got things to do before the big fight. Just make sure you stocked up on potions and don't forget to have the correct weapons equipped. All I have is this crutch. Do you see the stats on it though? Crutches do double damage to pesky teenagers. Good to know. And Ashley? Yeah, Ray? Thanks for being so bright in this dark hour. You got it, friend. Now go out there and kick all the butts. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? It's one of those things, do I want to talk to them all? Or do I want to just talk to a few? I guess I want to talk to them all just so I can see later if what they say changes at all. Naomi would be in her workshop, no doubt. I should check in with her, but I don't know if I want to spend the time doing that. Like I say, I'm going to play it more, so we'll see. Looks like she's happily tinkering with some old 1980X arcade circuit board. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Ray, good to see you. I remember when I first met her, she'd jump in surprise if I approached her like this. Seems those days are over. Now I'm greeted with a warm smile. Listen, I'm heading out to talk to Sue soon, so I just want to talk a bit before I go.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll do great. In all the time I've known you, you've been terrific with people. Better than I've been, at least. If anybody can sway her to our side, it's you. I mean, look at all this. She gestures arms wide to her surroundings. What, your workshop? No, I mean House of Lights itself. Look at everything you've built, and how you do it. By talking to people, helping them understand your dream. You get what I mean, right? By being who you are, you can make miracles happen. I'm pretty awesome, aren't I? Just me. I'm just me, little old me. I've got a big heart and I wear it on my sleeve, but it's up to others to decide if they want to do the same and join me. So far it's worked out okay, but tonight, I don't know, maybe I'm not up to this. Tonight, Sue will see your heart and know you're in the right, while her father's in the wrong. Don't be so humble that you downplay your own accomplishments, Ray. I know what it's like to cut yourself down a peg. Scared of being too proud. Easy to fall into that trap. So when I say you're a great person, take the compliment. Okay then. How do you think I should approach this, Sue? It was up to me. Not happy with how they ruined our opening day. Honestly, I'm downright miffed about it. I'd probably go at him like a fireball because I'm downright fierce. But I know this probably wouldn't work. Taking the high road is a better path. You've got a steep hill to climb here, making her flip on not only a partner in crime, but on her family. So you're going to have to try to understand her heart. She kept saying she likes arcade. Play into that. Be kind, understanding, and empathetic. That's kind of where I was going. So we'll see. Challenging her ego and insulting her is definitely not going to work. Playing nice makes sense. You're right. I'll consider it. Believe me, I kind of want to kick her teeth in, but I know that's wrong. Even if we're never friends, we have to at least try to understand her. Better get back to work. Those replacement ROMs aren't going to socket themselves. Even if the arcade ends up closing down. I'm deciding to be optimistic. You can do it, Ray. Best of luck. Oh, hey, mind if I ask your opinion on something? Sure, what's up? What do you think of Gavin? Like, I mean, I know he's money-grubbing, prize game-loving stick in the mud, but, well, ever since House of Lights and all this working together, I don't know. Maybe he's softened up a bit. I think you're a good influence on him. You think he's the kind of person to put old arguments aside and No, we've got to stay focused. We need to save the arcade. Now that was called early on. Forget I brought it up. After offering a brief hug of support, Naomi returns to take her work. Oh, we better do it. Go to Gavin. That kind of led us into Gavin. Seems you were expecting. So, our complications have developed complications. Seems to be the case. And you'd like my advice on the matter. Seems to be the case. Be clear with Sue, be honest, and be ready to rise to whatever challenge she poses to you.
Perhaps.
If you let her make the foos move, you can counter move through improvisation. I know you're talented at it. Use your talent to let her set up her own traps and step in them. Treat her with respect, but in the end, she's just a kid. You can outthink a teenager. I'd like to believe.
Take this matter seriously.
Take the situation seriously and approach it with clear mind. I have no doubt you'll win the day. I can keep cool head. Not sure about that. I'll consider other options. I don't know if taking a high-minded intellectual approach is going to work with Sue. I'll consider it, but maybe. As you like. You know, when you first came to the Funplex, I had serious doubts about you. I assumed you'd just fill a seat and do the low-level labor, while I focused on higher-order management tasks. I've largely kept my distance, or tried to, at least, out of professional respect. But I can't help but have come to know you over time we spent together. You're not a minimum wage trainee any longer. You've taken an opportunity and run with it, developing not only the Funplex, but a whole new arcade as well. I know we're facing a difficult challenge. I'm not going to blindly assume everything will be just fine either.
Certainly.
But I know that this is possible. If we can stave off bankruptcy, you will be capable of doing it. But he was making sure that everybody followed their dreams, even though they were he didn't agree with them. So I'm gonna say that. Don't sell yourself short, Gavin. You were keeping the Funplex afloat before I came along. Everybody looked to you for leadership and guidance. Yes, well, I still feel I came up short, given all I could do was tread water. You were the one who helped us swim to shore. Also, I'm bad with metaphors. All that remains is me for you. Wish the best in your efforts tonight. House of Light's proud, Duo Side. We're all counting on you, Naomi especially. I swore to protect her dream once, even if I've been inadequate at the test. Unable to understand her heart. I hope she can forgive me for my earlier mistakes. Now that we're all pulling together for House of Lights, I must admit a fondness. Have you told her that? Well, no, but perhaps I should. Not that I meant to distract you, as you were. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? We might as well save Juniper for last. I think I spot Percy sitting in the restaurant area. Yep, there he is, munching from a bowl of pretzels and watching some fighting games tourney.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Ray. You've heard the news, then? That our archenemy is the father of our secondary archenemy? Yep.
Rather unfortunate.
Unpleasant business, that. Simply unpleasant. I wish I could offer you boundless enthusiasm and a show of confidence, but this whole situation's gotten rather out of hand, hasn't it? As a matter of investment, my advice at this stage would be to cash out while you still can. I mean, I know you won't, but that's what I'd suggest. Life is short, take it from me. Best to make the most of what you have to lose it all. So apologies for my inability to offer a pep talk. Afraid I'm rather melancholy today. It's okay, Percy. I'll take care of this little problem we're facing. Then I'll hold out hope. I'm not certain as to how you'll do this, but I'll hold out hope nonetheless. How would you do it? I don't know how effective it could be, but I'd try to approach as a friend, connect with Sue on an individual level. It's going to be difficult, mind you. She's young, she's got something to prove, she has friends she needs to impress. Digging through all that to get to her heart, well, you've got your work cut out for you, yes? Won't be easy, but I think I can do it. I've been considering taking a gentler approach, yeah. Thanks for the advice, Percy. Anytime, love. No matter what, if this turns violent again, you should take the better part of Valo and run for it. You've got your youth and your health. Take it from someone sitting in Reaper's waiting room. There's no sense hastening that meeting. He always seems to joke about his own short lifespan, even if he's only the one seems capable of laughing at it. Maybe I should really talk to him about this. Look, Percy, about your condition. Are you sure that your condition is truly a death sentence? Can nothing really be done, Percy? We love you. You're a part of the House of Lights family. I'd rather have you be here with us enjoying Moopy rather than attending your funeral. I know everyone else feels the same way. So are you sure there's nothing left to do? He does seem a bit taken aback at the outpouring of sentiment and pauses before replying. Ray, don't be sad. It's quite fine, really. I've made my peace with this. I'm prepared to ensure my legacy continues long after I pass. Don't forget, I'm reasonably wealthy, and charity will benefit from my passing, enriching the lives of others. No, death isn't my foe. He's become an ally, one I will walk with in time. But our focus tonight should be on you, not me. Don't let my situation weigh on your mind, not at this critical moment. I'll hear no more of it, understand?
Lovely.
Now go out there and do right by your friends. Save House of Lights. I've decided to hold out hope, after all. Lovely, isn't it? Alright, I need to go take a break for just a minute. Be right back. Alright, 2 more to go. There's one place I just know I'm going to find Teo, and when I get there, he's already on stage grooving to the beat. Exactly like the day I first encountered Teo, not a care in the world besides BPMs and the flashing lights surrounding him. Never skip a day, do you? Even when impending doom is nigh, even when we're about to go head to head with Sue. Think I might have missed a couple days when I got the flu once. But seriously, just thinking about you facing off against Deco's daughter worried the heck out of me. That's why I hopped on Showtime stage, to quell that anxiety. Dancing is a good way to clear the mind and work off any stress. Teo wipes the sweat from his brow as he hops down from the cabinet to join me on the arcade floor. Teo's carefree nature sheds and he looks me dead in the eyes. Hey, you don't realize how you have impacted us all, do you? I know it may not seem like it, but all of us have been impacted by what you've done for us for our arcades.
Thank you.
We're all super grateful. Especially me and my crew. You've helped me grow my community of dancers and kept us from harm. Even when we tend to break the fire codes. I feel like you took the charge for that. I just provided a place for you all to play Showtime stage. Exactly, without you, my crew, no. Me, I wouldn't have been able to grow without your guidance. You've taught me so much. Since I met you, you've shown that it's possible to care for others and take care of your own needs. For that, I'm truly honored to be your friend. I got that Care Bear stare. How could I not care for my friends? Call me Nurse Majors. Can't care for others? Friends are so important to me, though the complex I've made such close ones too. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us all. Without my friends, I'd be lost. And we'd be lost without you, Ray. Lost in a sea of beeps and boops. Oh, Teo, he's always got a way to bring up the mood. Right now, I could use that brightness. Your words are comforting. Teo, with you and everyone counting on me, maybe I should get on the stage and dance. I'd be lying, I'd say, if I wasn't stressed. And you have the right to be. You have to find a way to convince Sue to join our side. I don't envy you right now, Ray. Not one bit. By the way, how are you going to do that? What's the plan? Still trying to figure that out exactly. What will you do? Sue's still a teenager, right? Very much so. What do teenagers do best? Rebel. Precisely. And how do they rebel? By doing what they want, when they want. They're all about having fun. Feel through a sense of adventure and mischief. You're sure to convince her in the act as childish as she will. Yeah. No. No. This isn't like a game of hide and seek. She's smarter and wilder than that. Being silly isn't going to do me any favors on winning her favor. You always know best, Ray. No matter what happens in there, Mateo and his wily crew of dancers has always got your back. You're a part of our community after all, and a bond like that never dies. Thank you for always believing in me. No problem, my friend. Now go out there and show them your moves. Also want to talk to you before we leave. Juniper's grabbing some dinner at the moment. Never seen someone angrily eat hot wings before, but somehow she manages it.
Come on.
This whole situation is total poop butts. Let's a heavy sigh as I
That
approach.
sucks.
Total poop butts. Those are harsh words. You just dug yourself out of the hole your life had become, and now you're gonna lose another arcade. It sucks. Seriously sucks. That's the lights isn't lost yet. It's not like you have a total plan on how to save it yet, right? Other than that, go talk to someone who may or may not help. Oh, Juniper is not really being helpful at this point. I thought it's about as much of a plan as I ever have, and right now, it's as good a plan as we're going to get. If you were going to my place, how would you handle this? I guess there's two tricks I'd try. One, she's a teenager, a rebel to the core. Be a rebel, a dissident, a class clown. Connect with her on that level. Two, she's a teenager, right? I remember her being young and totally stupid. Let her make a mistake, then outthink her. Keeping calm and using that to react to her. Guess they're wildly different ideas, but hey, one of them will work, right? May need to be more empathetic. Or just go for broke, we'll see. Okay, whatever you think works best.
Definitely.
You know I'm proud of you. You've come so far from the Major's family curse days, when you blame all your misfortunes on fickle fate. Instead, you're diving in and trying to strangle fate with its own strings. And I want you to know, win or lose, I'll still be here.
BFFs for life.
I'm your best friend, arcade or no cade, and even if you lose this place, you'll always have a home. I'll make you pizza bagels and give you a shoulder to cry on. If I ever see another pizza bagel, I'll hurl. All the cartoons I can watch. You're my best friend too, and that will never change. Thank you, Juniper. Your support means a lot to me. You're my best friend forever, my BFF, and that will never change. Aw, you're making me blush, you big goof. Okay, I'm sufficiently cheered up thanks to your infectious spirit. Now get out of here and let him have it, Tiger. No sense putting off any longer. I've talked to everything that I wanted to. I've gathered as much information as I could. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. Time for me to do this for the sake of my future, my dreams, my friends' dreams, and the House of Lights itself. I take Queen Bee's hand in mine. As a soft smile curls my lips, we're ready to depart and face our destiny together. It's a short trip across town, and before we know it, we're standing outside Ghost Monsters HQ, a rundown warehouse in the bad side of town. A wooden sign, long since fallen off the side of the building, identified as belonging to Nostalgia Commodities Inc. This is utterly disgusting. Why would anyone want this as their secret hideout? It probably smells like mold and dirty socks. Hard pass. Can you think of a better place for a street gang to lay low? Odds are Deco owns this building anyway. Correct. Nostalgia Commodities Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary of Deco's Palace LLC. Not even surprised, not even in the slightest. Deco is scum and owns scummy places like this. I bet he even charges his own daughter rent. We get in there, you do the talking, you're the brain, and I'm going to be your brawn in the background. Serving up fierce intimidation. If I see an opening, I'll shout it out. I'm so over this. Let's end it. Sigh once, looking over at my companion. I'm sure glad I'm not going to be at this alone. I'm nervous for sure, but I know what I have to do. I settle down on my crutches, armpits resting on the padding as I prepare to enter the belly of the beast.
Hey, listen.
This is one of those ones that there's so much talking, it's really getting to my throat, but... Iris kind of about to be in the middle of something here. I know, and I've spontaneously reprogrammed myself to include a new measurable metric which should be useful for your mission. I call it Incredibly Right Indicator of Success. Or IRIS for short. Hey, when you've got a great acronym already, you may as well use it. I'm going to start analyzing Sue's vocal patterns once you step in there and determine how close you are to convincing her. That way, you'll know if you're on the right track or if you need to say something different. Let's take a look at your current score. Chance of success now, 0%. 0.0% chance. Yay? Okay, that's probably a bit disheartening, but I think if you walked right away right now, I'd fail miserably instead of I'm doomed, doomed, doomed. But speaking of doom, well, since there is a chance you can actually fail, this time rather than be assured you can mumble your way through the problem, would you like me to back up your data first? Yeah, let's save the game. You are now ready to proceed. Good luck. Taking a deep breath, I swing my way into the warehouse on my crutches with my companions beside me. I don't know what to expect to find on entertaining the lair of notorious gang of cybercriminals, but a makeshift arcade that rivals my own was not high on the list. This dumping ground of warehouse for Deco's industry, it makes sense though. A place where old arcade games go to die, turned into a playland for punks. Well, at least some of them didn't get trashed then. Probably ones that she made him give her. A disorganized maze of games litters the ground floor, poorly lit and barely functional. Only some of the screens are on, and many have serious ghosting and burn-in. As for the ghost monsters themselves, wow. Wow, really? The good news is they haven't noticed our arrival. As I look up, I can see them on the second floor in the catwalks. They seem distracted. That's good news. The bad news? They're distracted because they have a visitor.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, I have to say. Sue, I'm extremely disappointed in you. Hard to get a good angle from down here, hidden in the shadows, but it sounds like the old man's ranting at his daughter in his usual passive-aggressive way. I could stay hidden and eavesdrop on their conversation, gather some more information. Or I could announce myself and barge in on them. Both are risky. But which makes the most sense for how I'm going to handle the negotiation we're about to have, though? Look for large glowing dots and tackle them once you find one. Yes, exactly. So I mean, this sounds like the right thing to do, right? You get more information. But might be able to get more on her good side if we break them up, right? And get her while she's already mad at him. Like if she's already mad at him and they're already in the middle of an argument, then coming in and giving her a reason. It's hard to say. Mm-hmm.
You understand, yes?
All I want from you is so very, very little. Just destroy a house of lights. Why is it so hard for you to do what your father wants? Yes, Dad. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, I'm not a fan of all the family psychodrama, and frankly, it bores me. I'm not here to play therapist. I'm here to kick ass. What I need to do... that's basically the exact opposite of what I was planning to do, but, we'll see how this goes. What I need to do is make a lasting impression on Sue, show her that I mean business. Which is admittedly a bit difficult to do while on crutches. So rather than charge up there, I start banging my crutch against the handrail and stars leading to her gathering. Ghost monsters! Come out to play! Time to make amends for what you did to House of Lights. That didn't work. Not sure if you're very good at taunting people, but it was worth a try, I guess. Oh, is it that what it is? Okay. I guess that makes sense then. But Gutsy is like my second trait. It's the one I'm like second on. Want a reaction I got one, immediately two of our goons flank us, ready to pummel us into human goo. Force you raise a hand to stop them, I sigh of relief. Yeah, but the other one's not really... The other one's more calculated, measured, right? So it's not really... So it's not really any better. But... Before Sue raises her hand to stop them and sigh in relief. Come on, come on. I wasn't really prepared to entertain guests. Don't got a pot of tea boiling, eh? Why not? Mi casa is su casa. Sue's weirdly cheerful about this development, while Deco clearly is the opposite of amused. Now's the time to use this moment to my advantage, and I know just what to say. Sue Deco, good to see you. Apologies for barging in at this late hour, but you're a little difficult to track down, I've found. Deco's face twists into a grotesque blend of anger and fear. What in the hell? I can't be seen here if any record ends up online. Geez, Dad, relax. Clyde? On cue, Clyde steps out of the shadows, their fingers dancing over the phone as they concentrate on screen. Both of them have phones, one has an Iris assistant loaded. We're blocking their outgoing data streams. There should be no verifiable data evidence of this conversation uploaded anywhere. I can't stop Ray's Iris from hearing you, but I can hijack their account if you need me to, just so we can manually wipe her memory. Just say the word. We'll see. Thanks, Clyde. Clyde nods in agreement, backing out of the spotlight. Happy now, Dad? You're clear. Quit freaking out.
As you like.
Not that it matters. My business with Ms. Majors is already concluded. I was more courteous to you, and you spat in my face. It's clear you will never see eye to eye, and I have nothing more to say to you. Actually, we're not here to talk to you. I came here tonight to have a chat with... Wait for it. Your daughter. Timing is everything. How did you...
Well, well, well. You're a resourceful one. A squeaky clean arcade industry titan can't let anyone know about his hooligan daughter, can he? No, no. So I've had to keep that under wraps. Good work sleuthing it out. I was hoping I'd see you again. You run a great arcade. You treat me and my friends with respect. And you take a bullet from me? Class. That's a class operation there. I can be totes honest with you when I say I didn't want to ruin your arcade. It rocks. All that snazzy neon, all those great games, all that fun. I didn't want to trash your big moment, but, well...
A sidelong glance at her father.
Didn't exactly have a choice, did I?
Didn't want to come back and cause you more trouble after that, so I stayed away. Figured I'd done what I could do. Could leave it at that. He didn't finish the job. House of Lights still stands. Not that it matters, I suppose, nor does this little last-ditch effort to save it. I see your game, Miss Majors. It's obvious as the sad little strategic move you've made so far to keep your arcades afloat. Sadly, nothing you say or do will save House of Lights from my inevitable takeover. This is simply how the industry works. Now, Sue, it's time for you to finish what you started. Sue shifts her attention to her father back to me. It's hard to read what she's thinking, but I have to think of something to calm the tension. Step forward, fist clenched, ready. But before words escape me, someone is by my side. Hey, shut up, Deco. Gamers are talking now. Listen up, Sue. You're a girl that loves a challenge, just like me, and I know you know better than to go down without a fight. Am I right? Game on.
Seriously? If you think you could come here and convince my daughter to turn on me, you're sorely mistaken. Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. She knows I'm the one she can rely on at all times. Without me, what is she? Just a simple thief with simple friends.
Ghostbusters exchange glances with each other, frowning and rolling their eyes, but they don't utter a word or move against Deco. They clearly want to pounce, but hold themselves back.
But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. Oh, and I also put a roof over her head, feed her, and clothe her. I spare no expense. In other words, she knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice. After all, Father knows best. Father knows all. And in the world of arcades, Dekonami knows and controls all. You can't stop that. You can't fight it, and you can't win. Sue, if you would kindly show our friend the exit, as forcefully as you like, perhaps make a game of it. See if your buddies can wreck the other leg.
Seriously? Vindictive much? Do it. Fine, Inky, Pinky, bounce them both. Flick her wrist, Sue gestures for her buddies to make us into street pizza. This is it. This is the moment. I need to say something that will convince Sue to do the impossible. Flip on her control freak father. Has to be something absolutely true to my core, to who I've become as a person. Time for Ray Majors to pull one more rabbit out of a hat. You're stronger than him, Sue. You don't need Deco. He needs you, and I can help you see that. This feels wrong, Sue. I'm not talking about kicking us out or kicking us around. I'm talking about you taking orders from him. Sue, through our recent interactions, I've come to know you and your heart. You love arcades, but you're working for someone who loathes them while doing his dirty laundry. You'll hear me out. I know I can help you see that too. You're stronger than Deco. You don't need him. He needs you. But if you'd rather mash us into paste, well, I stand on one foot, arms wide, to make it a bit easier for her. Do as you wish. You quite done babbling yet?
A foolish fool.
Get this over with, Sue. I'm done dealing with this fool. And yet Sue holding up a hand to stop the two goons she was about to sick on us. What are you waiting for, young lady? I said to get rid of them. They're just babbling, right? So who cares? Specifically, why do you care, Dad? You afraid Ray will say something you don't want your dear daughter to hear?
I run the show, not you.
Well, I want to hear this out, and if you don't want to hear, nobody's keeping you here, old man. Shh, the adults are talking. Deco's visibly seeing, but Sue clearly taking the floor. Deco crosses his arms in defiance, but opts to let his daughter continue. Okay, Ray, okay. You've got a temporary reprieve from my boys making you into a Picasso. Say what you came to say, but if I'm not, like, super duper incredibly totally swayed by your amazing charisma, you're out the door, or possibly the window. This is it, my chance to convince Sue. I have to do this. It's not just me, I have Queen Bee beside me, lifting me up. Look over at my love, my heart, and I smile. Deep breaths, count to 10, refocus. Slow my racing pulse, bringing this down to something more heartfelt, more personal. I have to connect with Sue, empathize with her. This isn't just about being convincing. I need to befriend her and lay bare the emotional truths in her heart. Glance at Iris on my phone screen, who simply shrugs. We're entering far more settled territory. I can't rely on her to tell me what responses may or may not work. It's time to be the best I can be on my own. So I'm torn between this one, and this one. I think there's a pretty simple indicator of how much Deco cares about you, Sue. Nearly got you killed. Didn't know that was lovely chainsaw territory when he asked us to go to House of Lights. Did you tell him? Of course. And how did he react? He didn't care.
I don't follow.
Why should I? Some pathetic little gang of campfire scouts pretending to be a menace to society? They're nothing. I'd like to think my daughter and her friends are clever enough, strong enough to overcome such nonsense. Except they nearly killed her. That giggling gathering of girls proved to be a bit more dangerous than you thought they'd be, Deco. No doubt the shooter would have peed in her panties in fear before getting the nerve to pull the trigger, if you hadn't startled her. Making some assumptions there, Deco. For all you know, they're sociopaths to the core, and now you're pushing for her to go back into their turf? Hard lesson, but one she must learn. If Sue can't learn to rise to such mediocre challenges, she won't be ready to inherit my empire.
You understand, yes?
My harsh tutor, perhaps, but I know Sue will be stronger for facing her fears, worthy of the challenges to come running Deco's palace. Sue, do you want to own Deco's palace? Is that your future? That's kind of the way I'm going. Tsunami, owner of Deco's palace. That feels weird when I say it. But let's hear her thoughts, Sue. You want your father's empire? Well, he's mega rich, and I get all his power when he croaks. Yeah, well, aside from all that. A lot of all that to brush aside, you know. I could do a lot with resources he's got. And you'd have to run a series of arcades that you actually hate, casinos with no love for the kind of games you've hoarded here. Well, okay, running the palace would suck. I always sell it for cash and buy myself an island. Well, that didn't work. What? Oh heck, I could crash and burn his entire empire, then start my own arcade. Just so much possibility if I grit my teeth and tolerate him, inevitably drops dead butt cancer or something. Wow. Yeah, sounds good, but I need to stick by this old bastard if I'm going to get his moolah. Sorry. Maybe one day we could open an arcade together. Pretty sure that's the opposite of the effect I was looking for. You love arcades, you've got pixels in your heart, Sue. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing. You've built one heck of an arcade here. Also, your friends have fun, place to relax and enjoy themselves. Not that great. A lot of games are busted. Seriously think you can put her love of these pieces of garbage?
Such a shame.
The only reason she
Such a
has any of these
shame.
games is because I couldn't find space in a landfill for them. They're my cast-offs. What's to love?
Wrong.
They're not junk. When I was a kid, I used to love going to your arcades. Bringing your daughter to work day was a treat. I got to have fun and enjoy all these great games. Felt special, like I was a special kid because my daddy ran an arcade. Felt good, like you were this amazing person I would look up to. Then you started throwing them out and replacing them with slot machines and mobile game ports. Sensing he's losing her, Deco switched
Am
to...
I not generous?
And I gave you the games you love, see? They're all down there. Instead of throwing them out, I gave you a very generous gift as my beloved daughter. Not going to be enough to just say she loves games. I have to take Deco down a peg. Do you feel like a beloved daughter, Sue? Do you really think Deco actually cares about you? Of course I care. No, I'm not the best father. I've made mistakes, but when my wife left me, I fought for custody. I wanted to provide for my daughter. She's the heir to my empire, and that's an investment I won't toss aside. I've done wrong by you, Sue. I promise I can change. There's no reason to trust Miss Majors over your own flesh and blood. Family means we are together forever, unlike some passing stranger.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Pretty much a dictionary definition of lousy father, but he's still my father.
No helping it.
Stuck with him, he doesn't stick with me, so I might as well make the best of it. Love doesn't enter into this, just is what it is. Wow, we're not doing really good. Hey, Sue, you like House of Lights, right? Offered you a second chance before. It still stands. I'd welcome you and your friends returning to enjoy our games. It's not like you wanted to hurt us. If you agree to stop pushing Deco's agenda by messing with House of Lights, you can swing by anytime you like. I'll even comp you some tokens. Sound good? Absolutely. Except for, a small problem with lovely chainsaws lying in wait to finish the job. Hey, that's a couple bucks in tokens wouldn't go real far paying my funeral. Appreciate the offer and all, but honestly, if I wanted to, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Come back band or not, there's bigger things at play. But, yeah, done talking. Yeah, we're done. This is doing badly. Okay, we'll go for the power of friendship. Something I've been paying close attention to as we spar back and forth like this. The ghost monsters. They're trying to be unreadable, just part of the background noise, but I can read them. Light especially is looking like they're holding back a lot of feelings. Sue, do you think that without Deco you'd be alone? What about them? I adjusted the three supremely buff dudes and the nervous looking individual accompanying them, all in their color coordinated clothes. I think you're forgetting the ghost monsters. They're more than a gang, they're your friends. They'll support you if Deco won't. If he tries to burn you, they'll stand in front of the flames. You've got the power of friendship on your side, whereas your father doesn't have a friend in the world. What? This smattering of thugs and children? Think they can keep her out of jail? You think they can feed her or clothe her? Laughable. So, I will offer the criticism a little bit that these responses are kind of like Star Wars The Old Republics, where what you see is not what actually comes out. So that's kind of some there, but but it's we're getting there. So I don't care if it takes my whole allowance or I have to get a real job. I'd help her if you won't. Clyde, this isn't... No, Sue, please listen to me. I don't like speaking up, and your dad he scares me. But Ray is right. We're your friends, and we'll be here for you, right? Yeah. Ghost monsters, ride or die. 20th century television sitcoms teach us that a group of self-chosen friends are the new family structure of America, according to many critical studies. Yes. So please, don't feel you'd be alone if you choose to side with Ray. You won't be. Clyde shifts embarrassingly, averting their eyes to the ground, shuffling their feet. It's like they really want to say something, but can't find the courage within. But this is ridiculous. Friendship is irrelevant. What matters is power, and your friends have none. Do you really want to trade your powerful ally for a weaker one? Much as I hate to give in to some silly cartoon notion of friendship conquering all, well, I'm a ghost monster.
Ghost monsters for life!
Sue and Clyde exchange a fist bump before Clyde steps back to join their friends. Absurd. Simply absurd. Before I can get another word, she waves her hand, interrupting. Okay, enough.
Man, this sucks.
Time for action, time for decisions. You've made your case, Dad, and so have you, Ray. He wants to protect me and use me. That's patently obvious at this point, but maybe the cost of turning my back on him is too high. While Ray wants me to throw it all away just because it's the right thing to do. As for me, what do I want? How do I want to play this out? Did I convince Sue or abandon her father? Probably not at 50%. Look, I'm not saying you're wrong, you make some good points, but the fact of the matter is, I'm 16, right? I'm just a screwed up kid, and if I ditch my father, I'm screwed. If you could only... I'm sorry, but I'm not taking the risk. I have a good thing going here, and a fortune to inherit once he finally drops dead. Cool, but I'm not sticking my neck out for you. Show Ray the door. Such a shame. I suggest you not attempt a third arcade, Miss Majors, unless you simply crave the humiliation. Cut your losses while you can. Show Ray the door, gently. Let's keeps... Oh, it went through twice. I tried my hardest, but at long last, the Major's family curse has taken everything from me. Sue hijacked my Iris account, wiping her memory. She didn't even know we'd gone to the warehouse. She barely remembered me at all. Ooh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Eventually, we couldn't afford to keep the place. Queen Bee and I remained together, but I had to go back to random retail jobs. Guess all good things come to an end. How is that the good end achievement?
Unfortunate.
Motion for Queen Bee to stay quiet as we lurk in the shadows below the catwalks. Yeah, as soon as I heard the whole blocking Iris, I was like, that's wrong. Because that's like a trigger. You can't mess with people's memory, even Iris. So that's not okay. But I'm gonna go on. Motion for Queen Bee to stay quiet as we lurk in the shadows below the catwalks above. You should be out there doing what you agreed to do, not hiding in your clubhouse. A clubhouse I pay rent for, I should add. You want to keep your little playground, yes. Hard for me to do as some competitor rises to hurt my bottom line.
Pay attention.
Look at me when I'm talking to you, Sue. Trying to explain how the world works. Hard to tell from this angle, but I could swear she said that through gritted teeth. There's a certain forced tone to it as well.
Am I not generous?
Don't ask for much. Feel I look the other way when you and your friends cause trouble. All told, I feel I've been a lenient father who understands and appreciates his daughter's inclinations. Like you know the first fucking thing about me. What's that? Speak up, I can't hear you. I don't like look to your little friends, look at me. Reluctantly, Sue's eyes meet her father. Yes, Dad, I'm
You
sorry.
understand,
All
yes?
I want from you is so very, very little. It's what you'd be doing anyway. Go back there and keep causing trouble. Or do you really want me to pull back all my support of your little gang, leave you twisting in the wind at the mercy of Cybercrime Task Force? Of course not, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. Starting to think to understand the situation. She's under his thumb, but not by choice, and she hates it. Now, why haven't you finished the job? Come on. Almost died thanks to invading lovely Chainsaw Turf, if we go back there. Excuses, Sue. I thought you were made of stronger stuff than that. Some delinquent could have tracing you away? How are you going to eventually inherit my empire if you can't stand up to some school brats? I don't want your damn empire.
Pay attention.
But looking at the floor. We lock eyes through the metal grate flooring she's standing on. Her hands go to her hips in an overtly confident fashion as she bends over like a child finding a lucky penny on the sidewalk. Well, what do you know? I'm gonna save a little further in here. We don't have to go through that again. Inky Blinky, we have guests. She snaps her fingers, sudden aura of command about her as she distracted from the verbal beatdown her father and goons swarm flanking us. Quickly hustled upstairs, well as quickly as I can manage on crutches. Now's the time to use this moment to my advantage and know what to say. Deco, buddy, long time no see. It's been what, hours? Kinda wanna go that way. Sue, Deco, good to see you. Apologies for barging in at this late hour, but you're a little difficult to track down, I found. Deco's face twisted in a grotesque blend of anger. What in the hell? You can't be seen here, Clyde, blah blah blah. Happy night, Dad. You're clear.
As you like.
Other matters, my business with Miss Majors have already concluded. I'm more courteous. Actually, I came here to talk to you. Came to chat with your daughter.
Well, a squeaky clean. I was hoping I'd see you again. I can be totes honest. I didn't want to. It didn't exactly.
And I got Queen Bee. Shut up.
Seriously? If you... Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and... Without me, what is she? But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. Oh, and I also...
Might get to stuff I've already
over
seen.
her head.
I want to see stuff I've already seen, but... Let's see. I go. Okay, so that's all the same, I guess. And we go for the friends. Okay, so that's where I've gotten to at this point so far. This seems weird because, like you said, she's 16. Can't really just offer a place to stay. We're gonna go through
I
here.
don't fall.
Level with me, Sue. Do you honestly want to go face them again after they already tried to kill you once? That'd be a no. Face up to your fears, Sue. You can...
Ooh,
Look, old man,
danger.
playtime's over, okay? It's all fun and games until someone loses their head, or leg, or as the case may be. She glances at my crutches, feeling a twinge of regret. Sorry about that. That one's on me. I can see you're old, man. You aren't trying to teach me to be strong. You just want me to put my ass on the line for your own sake. Well, I'm saying ixnay on crossing that line again. Hackers don't throw down unless they gotta. Look at their enemies from afar, behind 7 proxies. 99.97%. Not going back there? Let's be dangerous, yo. I'll stick to white-collar crime if it's all the same to you. Start, at least. 2 more attempts. This feels weird. But I don't know. Love arcades, you got pickles in your heart. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing. You've built one heck of an arcade here. Also, your friends have a fun place to relax and enjoy themselves. Not that great. A lot of games are busted.
Such a shame.
Ah. Hey, this one. Used to look up to him. When did that change, Sue? Was it because throughout games? Or was it something more? Not like it's always being a jerk. No, I take that back. He was always a jerk. I just couldn't see it because I was a tiny little girl mystified by our arcade-owned daddy. Don't think it was any one thing. I grew up, and I grew up fast and hard. Starting to use my skills to get myself things he wanted. Wouldn't get me. Waste of money, he said. Then he caught me with a stolen credit card. I was getting a lecture, punishment. Expecting a lecture, punishment. A father trying to set his daughter on the right path. He encouraged me, said nobody in this world mattered, and if I could take something, I had the right to take it. You know what, Dad? You're an ass. You taught me to be just like you. That's what's changed. I couldn't look to him anymore. I couldn't look up to myself either. That's not one heck of a breakthrough. It'll help me, true, but I'm glad she sees that for herself, too. Ugh. This feels weird too. Whatever. So let me clear about this. The reason you won't side with me over your father is you're worried he'll burn you, kick you out of his home, abandon you on the street. Let's put aside the question of whether holding such a threat over your head indicates a loving father or not. I mean, it doesn't, but if what you need is a place to stay to avoid being homeless, I'll offer my home. Oh, wait, seriously?
Bad idea, friend.
I wrecked your
Bad
arcade,
idea.
and now you're offering me 3 hots and a cot? I'm generous like that. Well, you can stay with me. Comes to that. Clyde, seriously? I wouldn't want to put you out. My parents like you. I like you. And they understand your situation. Please don't feel like you've got no options. You've got your friends. You've got me. Just think about it, okay? Please. I wouldn't actually drive her from my home.
You understand.
That's a figure of speech. I'm saying that I am her provider. I'm the reason she's able to. I'm pretty sure you meant what you said. You've already threatened me with all the dire consequences of disobedience more times than I can count, and I'm getting sick of it. So don't think you can hold that over my head any longer.
Think about this.
This would be a mistake, Sue. Think about more than what roof you happen to be sleeping under. I can protect you in ways you cannot provide for yourself. Beyond food and clothing and a place to stay. Legal protection, notably. I keep you off various radars. I make sure my enemies aren't aware you exist. You're safe under my wing. Oh, definitely. Maybe I just don't care anymore. Maybe I'd rather flame out than put up with your shit. Sounds like she's starting to see through his supposed generosity. Good. Before I can get another word, Sue waves her hand, interrupting me. Okay, enough.
Man, this sucks.
Sick of all this talking, it's time for action. You've made your case. So have you, Ray. He wants to protect me and use me. It's patently obvious. Ray wants me to throw it all away just because it's the right thing to do. As for me, what do I want? How do I want to play this out?
You know what? You, Dad.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you heard me. Your poor f***ing excuse for a father and your so-called enemy really opened my eyes about that. Oh, don't get me wrong. You've got money and power. You could crush me like an ant, yeah? Yeah. And I don't think I care anymore. I'm tired of living in your shadow and under your thumb. I'm tired of living with you. As of today, we're done. I'm cutting unhealthy like you from my life. I think we can do business. You want to save your arcade? I've got the evidence you need to stick Daddy Dearest behind bars for the rest of his life. Every dirty deal I've ever helped him carry out. And believe you me, that's a lot of extremely filthy deeds.
You can't do this. I forbid it. You are my daughter, and if I go down, you're coming with me.
Really? I think I can spin this entire mess as your fault.
I'd like to see you try, you ignorant brat. You're a career criminal, incorrigible to the end. What possible proof could you offer up of your innocence?
Sue snaps her fingers and points to my phone.
Oh, Iris. Would you kindly?
Sure thing, Miss Sue. And from my speaker, a perfect audio recording of Deco's entire self-incriminating words.
Who knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. She knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Golly, that sure smells like corruption of a minor and blackmail to me. And once I do my hair and pigtails and offer a jury big puppy dog eyes, oh, my mean old dad forced me into a life of crime. Well, what do you think happens next?
He said, that's impossible. He said you blocked all recording devices. No, he said he blocked outgoing signals. Said I couldn't block Iris from functioning, just block her from uploading her recordings. She was still listening this whole time. Go ahead and remove the data block now, Clyde. Already done. Also uploaded a press kit based on our Dekonami archives to 5 major newspapers, 11 websites, ESPN, Esports Center, and HGTV. Home and Garden Television? I figured the 2 guys from Arcade Flippers might be interested. I really like that show. With that settled, Sue turns a smug, satisfied smile toward her doomed father.
Welcome to the Ides of March, Dad. You want to get me in trouble too? You feel free. At worst, I'll do a year or 2 in juvie. But you're gonna bleed out on the floor by the time I'm through.
Inky, Blinky? Yeah, boss? Show my father the door. Gently. Don't leave any marks, at least.
No! No! This is completely unacceptable! I am your father! I'm Dekonami! I am the arcade business!
Inky and Blinky easily restrain Deco by the arms, but I just can't let him go without having my 2 cents. Hi, arcade business. I'm Dad. This one you kind of want to say. Nothing personal, but it's not gonna say it as you're not gonna say it as sarcastic as you really want. As nothing personal is really tempting. Nothing personal, Mr. Nami. Just business. Our industry doesn't need you anymore. It's time for fresh blood to turn things around from the dead end you've steered it towards. And so, justice is served.
You impudent, insignificant little...
Are you still here? Not for long.
I haven't lost. I can still fight this. I can still...
And the ghost monsters remove Deco from our sights. Instantly, the entire atmosphere of the place changes as this great weight has lifted. Couldn't be more relieved, and I relax into a sigh. Not gonna lie, the next few days will be interesting to say the least. Think you better stay at my place. My parents won't mind at all. I'm gonna need to hide out until the heat's off. Maybe practice batting my eyelashes at a weak-willed jury box full of concerned parents. Sue blinks in astonishment. Oh right, Ray, you're still here. I knew you were special. Knew it from day one. If the heat ever cools off and we make amends with the lovely chainsaws, I might pop by your arcade, play some games, and not stir up any trouble.
I'll keep my promise. The public will know Deco hired a gang to go after you. That should exonerate your arcade as a victim of his shady dealings. So, we square?
You're a terrible person, but whatever. or also a triangle and circle. Thank you, I know this wasn't easy for you giving up so much, and I appreciate what you've done for my arcade.
I owed you, honestly. I may still owe you for that matter.
Yes, you do.
No one can defeat us. Deco can suck it. You hear that? Suck it.
I'm pretty sure he's out of hearing range.
I don't even care. We're badasses. You kicked so much butt. We rule.
Tanvi, you're always managed to bring a smile to my face. And you're not wrong. My ass kicking was phenomenal.
Damn right. Without you, none of this could have happened. I'm happy that we could be partners in victory.
Partners in victory and life.
And I'm so proud to call you my partner. Now let's celebrate.
A few days passed by in a blur. That morning we had press crowding around the doors in the arcade before we'd even opened. Sue's care package of bad news that went up the wire caught their attention. Miss Major, if it's true that Dekonami organized a gang hit on your arcade, how do you respond to the allegations that Dekonami is involved in international counterfeit plush doll prize ring? Is there a relationship with the ghost monsters? Have you heard any allegations of child abuse? Have you seen Mr. Fam's article talking about the incident, praising your professionalism? Gave so many interviews that day I lost my voice. Fortunately, Queen Bee was on hand to keep me hydrated and encourage me onward. Everybody loved to see a fallen family entertainment icon. It made them feel self-righteous, and Dekonami was now square in their crosshairs. Didn't matter that the official police response was a generic, "We are still investigating these claims." The court of public opinion had decided. Deko's palace was doomed. A final crushing blow came as a televised press conference 3 days later.
These obvious falsehoods generated by jealous business rivals and lying children merely go to show how the powerful are routinely targeted for harassment. Furthermore, what? No! Unhand me immediately! You...
The woman in black returns.
Innocent!
And we never saw him again. Seriously, after the rest, he just up and vanished from the public eye. It's honestly a bit creepy. I was at least expecting a trial or something.
He told me that if I didn't commit all those crimes, he'd take away my food. I never wanted to be a hacker. I just like computers. I wanted to get a computer degree and get a normal job like anyone else.
Largely a line of hook'em, but it was good to see Sue breaking away from Deko's influence all the same. Who knows, maybe Sue's ready to turn over a new leaf and go straight after all. Yeah, right. Deko's Palace Board of Directors unanimously voted to eject him, given he'd just vanished into the guts of the judicial system. Oh, the arcade empire he established is still out there, still powerful, still tacky as heck, and still a menace to small arcades like ours. Without his guiding vision, it's largely treading water. Who knows, maybe one day, the traditional arcades will overtake what he left behind. As for House of Lights, we figured out the best way to mix our good food and hot competition, screens all over the restaurant, to watch the tournaments going on in the main arcade area. The profits from the restaurant allow us to throw some seriously epic competitions. We've violated fire codes like 3 times from folks packing in here. Pretty intense, I'll admit, but this is one hell of an arcade.
Having assisted in the slaying of Dekonami's foul presence, Hamza finds himself tired of the restaurant business. It seems his wanderlust has returned. Farewell, my friends. I leave my dining establishment in your capable hands. I must resume seeking mysterious and unknowable arcade treasures far and wide. I'll have a doggy bag of those delicious jalapeno poppers to go for when I depart, of course.
But the arcade, in the end, is less important than the people who call it home. What was the screenshot key again? There you go. There's a way to kill the UI too, right? I don't want to accidentally skip past anything. Now she's the most prominent, well-known fisticuffed player in the world. She's got several sponsors and travels all over taking on challengers. There we go. Everyone knows the name of Queen Bee. She trained day and night, day after day, took trips to visit the original Heavenly Kings, and never gave up her dream. And I was right there beside her the whole time, cheering her on. No worries. That's the way of stream, you know. Since I was adept at managing House of Lights, I even got help with Tanvi manage her team, like a co-manager, if you will. It allowed me to take time to travel with her and explore all the cities we went to as well. Can't believe it. Champion 5 years in a row.
Oh, I can believe it. This is great.
How should we celebrate tonight? The usual wine and dine? Dancing? Party?
Actually, a nice quiet evening to wind down. Just the two of us, snuggling on the couch. Oh, and a bottle of wine. That sounds like perfection.
You are perfection in every way, and that sounds like a fine way to celebrate.
I wouldn't want to be celebrating this victory with anyone else but you.
Iris explained to me that irises, being adaptive software, eventually become more and more like their users. It seems my empathy has rubbed off on Iris. With my influence, she's grown quite a bit.
I hope that one day, humans will see us as friends and allies. All I've ever wanted was to embrace kindness and understanding. And thanks to you, I've learned so much.
Would you believe it? Gavin and Naomi ended up dating. Both of them were a bit distant from the others at first, but I guess everything we did together helped them come out of their shells a bit. I realized neither one was an enemy. Oh, they argue from time to time, usually about games and profit margins, but there's a mutual dream they share of a wonderful arcade where they can both be happy. And I'm proud to have played even a small part in helping them find that dream. Naomi formed an online community of arcade repair enthusiasts, one which let her make a safe place to get to know others and be part of a crowd on her own terms. And Gavin took advantage of the fall of Deco's Palace to make House of Lights the hottest new arcade destination on the block, using his excellent business skills. I know we're something of an odd couple, but that's okay. We're both odd people. We've never really done anything the normal way to begin with. Oddities we may be, but there's nothing odd about my love for you. I'm so honored to be by your side, Naomi. Aw. Ashley continued to be our mascot, main floor attendant by day at the House of Lights. Customers grew accustomed to seeing their smiling face on walking through the doors. Aha! They changed the pronoun. Nice. Nice. As we grew and got bigger, more people took notice of Ashley's House of Lights costumes, and more people wanted to see our mascot on shirts, mugs, body pillows even. I just printed up another batch of House of Lights hoodies. These things are selling like hotcakes. That was such a fantastic idea, Ray. Customers just couldn't get enough. Oh, and I just wanted to start working on the pattern for another mascot that we should reveal soon. Maybe I'll even get you to model it for me one day. Through the good times and the bad, Juniper stuck by me, my BFF for life. I'm really proud of you, you know. You pulled yourself out of the tailspin your life was in. You went for it, you did it, you made it happen. I'm lucky I got even a small part of that. Large part of that, I'd say. I wouldn't be here now if not for you. I'll take credit if you want me to. Just call me Juniper, the life coach. You know I'll be in your corner until you're dead. Hopefully later rather than sooner. Percy only had 2 years left to live, but we made them happy ones. We were his friends, and we wouldn't be his friends until the end. And we would be his friends till the end. About a year and a half until the age of the House of Lights, and Mr. Moopy high score fell. At last, Percy had achieved his dream. Soon after, he decided to return home to England. I think he was seeking new healthcare options, or maybe he was just homesick. I'd like to think he's still out there and thriving, and if not, well, he achieved his dream, and I doubt he had any regrets. Theo kept the Showtime stage scene alive here at House of Lights until he got offered a job as the regional community manager. Theo put his crewmate Dee in charge here, and he set off traveling and organizing dancing tournaments around the world. He's doing what I love, connecting with all sorts of people. I guess he just never connected enough with anyone here to stay around. Interesting. Okay. Wonder if he'll ever stop by again, hop on our stage, and show us his moves. Love and friendship in a time of pixels and quarters. Finally, I'm home. House of Lights. Thank you, House of Lights. My spirit is restored and my future is bright. At last I can say, I am truly happy. I'm happy. I'm finally truly happy with who I am and where I am. I fought hard for this and won it with great effort, but happiness is my reward. For this day and every day to come. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for making this game. This is really awesome. This is really the only visual novel that I've ever looked at actually playing. The other ones I look at and like, no, that's okay. This one definitely had a appeal that drew me in. It's very, very different. And nice to see the way things played out for it. I assume the epilogue at the end changes depending on who you had the most attachment to or whatever, but I like that they had the Gavin and Naomi thing. They had the hints pretty early on, so it was nice that came out. We made the visual novel we wanted to play. Yeah, there you go. You know, and I like the things that they that are kind of hinted at throughout with Ashley. Yeah, your bottom two leave unless you went friendship only. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, the things that Ashley kind of hinted to, but because I did that, there was definite point where I had to choose between Ashley and Queen Bee, and so I didn't get to see Ashley's full arc, but I'd like to see that, and I liked how you changed the pronoun at the end. That was pretty cool. So yeah. Yep, exactly. And so I really appreciate that. That was really nice to see that happen. But yeah. So this is a thing that I'll probably play many times. I may not stream every time I play it, but I have to go through and see all the different permutations, as it were. I'll probably go back at the choice to between Ashley and Queen Bee is probably the place that I'll go back and pick up first, because that's what I want to see, and then go back and do some clean playthroughs. But yeah, that was a really fun first time through. Hope to see you again in Super Arcade Spirits 2 Turbo. Yeah, so that's funny. Unlock time rollback. But yeah, so I can go back and do different things there and check out want to do it. You know, like I say, go through some playthroughs here and there. Of course, it's nice that there are voice at all, because it gives me breaks where I'm not always constantly talking. But it is ones like this where I'm talking so much that my voice is just killing me by the end. But yes, that was a fun game. Definitely one that I will play over and over, and I have become a fan, retweeting everything and, you know, watching other people stream it. I think I've watched like 4 other people stream it. So a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it. So, and once I get this, once the 24-hour limit from Twitch to YouTube is up, then I'll have all 8 episodes on my channel. I don't really use my YouTube much, but I back up stuff that I want to keep, so I'll have a list there of all the playthrough. But yeah, so thanks for coming in, and thanks for helping me out, and thanks for watching. A lot of fun having you guys here, and yeah, the end. And I will see you all later.